Hello everyone, I'm Ionut, I'm the Samsung mobilist from Romania, and today in this video I'll quickly review the newly launched mirrorless camera from Samsung, the Samsung Galaxy NX, an Android OS powered camera with interchangeable NX lenses. First, we'll take a look at the hardware and the specifications of the Galaxy NX, the connectivity options, a short software tour, and then we're going to take it for a spin to get an in-depth look at the results that can be achieved with this camera. So let's get to it. The look and feel of the Galaxy NX are premium, starting with the outside where high quality materials were used to build this camera, and a minimalistic yet efficient and stylish design with only a few hardware controls were preferred, taking into consideration that most of the camera controls are within the camera app, therefore they are accessible through the touch screen. The grip of the camera is a very good one, feels good in hand and ensures a steady hold of the camera for taking pictures or shooting videos, and allows quick access with a thumb at the controls on the top side. Speaking of controls, I'll use them to start a quick walkthrough of the hardware, and I'll begin with the top side where we find the shutter release button, which also acts as a launcher for the camera app wherever you are within the Android operating system. Then we have the start stop video recording button, and then we have a multifunction wheel at which I will get back to later in this video. On the top left side we find the pop-up flash actuator, and as you can see we also find a hot shoe for mounting external accessories like speed lights or wireless transmitters for triggers. On the right and left side of the pop-up flash we find the built-in microphone vents. Also we have the power on power off button, which doubles as a sleep and wake button. Going on the left side we see a grill for the built-in speaker right here. Then in this housing we have the micro USB port for charging the camera or connecting it to a computer, an HDMI port to connect the camera to a TV set or a projector. We also have a 3.5mm jack. On the front side we find the AF assist emitter, the lens mount bayonet, and the lock release lens button. Nothing on the right side except the strap hook, and we move to the bottom where we have the standard thread tripod mount and the battery housing, which also houses the SIM card slot and the micro SD card slot to expand the built-in memory. The battery is a beefy 4360 milliamps hour battery, which ensures long usage time, especially for the 4.8 inches super clear LCD display on the back, which has 1280 by 720p resolution. It is very bright and offers wide viewing angles. Also on the back side we find the electronic viewfinder, which is optically adjustable according to the user's eyesight, and it's activated by a proximity sensor. The premium continues on the inside, where along the Exynos quad-core processor clocked at 1.6 GHz and 1.5 GB of RAM memory, we find a 20 megapixel sensor for taking still with a maximum ISO sensitivity of 25600 or full HD 30 frames per second videos. The camera is capable of shooting 60 frames per second videos at 720p resolution, and using the multi-motion mode, videos can be recorded at various speeds ranging from 8x fast time lapses to slow motion videos at 1/8 of the speed, but at a lower resolution. In the description of this video I will post a link with samples of photos and videos taken with the Galaxy NX, taking into consideration that I will upload this video on YouTube at 25 frames per second. In terms of connectivity hardware, the Galaxy NX has it all, starting with a classical Wi-Fi, which is ABGN on this device, Bluetooth 4.0, and ending with 3G connectivity or 4G connectivity depending on the market and model. Also, there are lots of sensors installed onto this camera, like an accelerometer, digital compass, gyroscope, and GPS for geotagging the photos. The GPS is both GLONASS and GPS enabled. The Galaxy NX is powered by the latest version of the Android operating system, the 4.2.2 Jelly Bean, on top on which Samsung installed its camera optimized launcher, the TouchWiz, and along that we can find the standard Google apps and the now standard Samsung apps like S-Memo, S-Translator, S-Voice. There's also a video editor pre-installed on this camera, and when browsing the photos that we took with the camera, we can easily access photo editors from the menu. We pick edit, we have pre-installed the photo wizard and the paper artist. Other editors can be installed from the Samsung apps store. This mainly being a camera, the camera app is the first one to open when powering on the device, also being accessible by pressing the shutter actuator button wherever we are in the Android operating system. The app itself is very similar to the one onto the first Galaxy camera, with slight differences in the modes pre-installed, the smart modes. Now we have a few new modes like the Smart Suggest that I will demo later, or the color bracket, which I will also demo later in this video. Also, some other differences than the Galaxy camera can be seen in the Expert PASM mode. This is where the wheel comes in handy. I forgot to mention that you can also use the wheel when when quickly selecting a smart mode, and you can use the wheel to juggle through the settings you want to adjust. As you can see in the PASM area, now we have the user mode, in which you can store a few parameters, or you can choose some adjustments of the incoming light or blurriness of the background, and so on, and you can get more creative. Now let's go outside in broad daylight and take some pictures. I'll cheat a little because last night I already tested the Galaxy NX for low light photos, flash and ISO performance, and these are the results achieved with this camera. I used one of my dogs as a model, and she tried to stay still for me, for treats of course, so I took some photos of her using different settings and ISO values. I used the 85 f1.4 lens, but in the photos and videos I'll take in the next minutes, I'll use mostly the 18 to 55mm lens, which most likely will be the kit lens for the Galaxy NX. See you later. After thinking that the photos and video clips I took a day before starting putting this video together were enough, and after realizing that I didn't film myself filming, you know what I mean, I decided to take a walk in a nearby park. Lazy as usual, I only carried one tripod with me, and most of the video footage I took in the park is hand holding the Galaxy NX. I liked the way that the image stabilizer on the 18 to 55mm performed, and the fact that the rack focus can be easily achieved on the Galaxy NX with the help of the touch screen using the touch to focus option. I wasn't satisfied with the fact that, like any other digital camera that uses autofocus when recording video, the sound of the lens motors are recorded by the built-in microphone. Not the same in manual focus mode, where the focus ring on the NX lens worked smoothly. The video quality is excellent, with a lot of details, and the colors are reproduced accurately. And one aspect that caught my eye is the diversity of the frame rates that the Galaxy NX is able to capture, ranging from slow motion videos to very fast time lapses. I think that the 24 frames per second movie fans will like the fact that the Galaxy NX is able to capture 24p videos with a 2.37:1 aspect ratio
for cinema-like wide videos. Going back to still image taking, I have to admit that I left myself led by the camera and mostly used the auto mode, which usually is not my cup of tea. The camera took control, choosing most suitable settings in all the cases. More certainly better than I would have done it myself. Knowing that I will use the photos as samples for this video, I shot them JPEG in a 16:9 aspect ratio at 16 megapixels resolution. As you can see, the image quality is excellent, with very good details and color reproduction. I also messed around with a few of the smart modes, and again I was not disappointed at all. I finally started to master the drama shot mode, and I was amazed by the speed of the Galaxy NX when using the continuous shooting mode or the action freeze mode. The hybrid autofocus system does its job, even in very low light conditions where the pop-up flash can be used, and it fills the scene with no hard shadows, and when the flash is not an option, the high ISO values come in very handy. One other plus for the Galaxy NX was the battery that allowed me over 250 stills and almost 52 minutes of video recording for one cycle, like 50% of the time using the display viewfinder with the brightness set to a 50 to 60% value. That's it for now about the Galaxy NX mirrorless camera from Samsung. Hope you liked this video, thanks for watching and please subscribe.